Hello and welcome to a first impressions video of a game that very few people have got because they're not sad enough to order it from Japan, but I am sad enough to order it from Japan. And also, I have the Girls Und Panzer plum wine to go with this recording. So this is going to be a first impressions video of this game. I have only played it for 10 minutes, that is it. Because I wanted to give a genuine first impressions on it, so can't play it too much. And boy, have I suffered to make this video, because getting the PlayStation 4 to record properly on my PC was an absolute nightmare task. So the first thing is that the tutorials are really basic, so this makes this a great game for people who are just getting into gaming. But unfortunately, no one in Europe will own this unless they're really hardcore into anime. So that's a bit unfortunate. And because it's a Japanese game, it's got that wretched circle is select and X is cancel bullshit going on, which I absolutely cannot stand. It is a nightmare. So I'm having to press circle to confirm. Okay. I guess I gotta shoot these guys? I wasn't really paying attention to the controls. Destroy opposing team tanks. Okay. Okay, I can say things with the arrow buttons, that's good. Really should have paid attention to the controls. Okay, so you shoot by pressing R2.
What about D2?
That's a hit with the auto aim. Is there a way to actually not auto aim, but just to actually aim how I like? Ah, here we go. Much better. That's the old French B2, isn't it? Wretched tank. There we go. Jesus, I am not very good at first-person shooter on a console is not something I usually do, because if you're going to play a first-person shooter, you might as well play it on the PC, right? Keyboard and mouse all the way. Great job! I think it shows you all the controls on like every tutorial mission, so I can just revise looking at the controls as I go through. It seems to have some sort of leveling up system as well. I'm not really sure what that leads to just yet. I don't think you get most of the game's features until you've completed all the tutorials. So I'm sure a lot of people will be very frustrated by having to go through tutorials. But, you know, it is what it is. You can't presume everybody is just going to be fantastic from the offset. Yes! That's like pretty much what we were driving all the time anyway, but, you know. There's a lot of loading in this game. That's it doesn't seem to install anything, so I guess it loads everything off the disk, which is a bit irritating. Right, off we go. Unfortunately, like, some of the voice acting is not translated. Search and destroy for enemy tanks. Okay, fair enough. guess I hold these buttons to see special abilities. It's quite difficult to steer these vehicles. I'm willing to bet that you're going to have to get used to shooting on the move in this game, unless you want to get pummeled. I'm map driving right now. This is a skill I used to pick up in PlanetSide 2. Basically, you don't look where you're driving using your camera to look where you're going. You drive using the map, basically. And it means that you can focus on aiming your gun. Oh, come on. This is amazingly difficult. The controls are just quite difficult, but that's PlayStation for you. It's not a fault of the game or anything, it's the platform. There we go, nailed him. I should probably be less proud of this than I actually am, but as I said before, you know, I was really good at first-person shooters, and used to play competitive Counter-Strike all the time. But I've never gotten on with playing FPS style games or third-person FPS style games on a PlayStation 4 because it's just so horrendously inaccurate, and it just feels very wrong. I like how it's this American cargo plane dropping off all your new vehicles all the time. That just fits right in with them, using money to win. Okay. Now, the game supports up to 10 versus 10. So I presume that at some point we're going to get some allies and we're going to get some enemies to deal with. Okay, well we've done all these trainings, so now what? Ah, I'm allowed out of the tutorials. Before I could not leave the tutorials at all, so I was just trapped there. Right, I'm gonna just move my face because looks like because it's a Japanese game, of course, the options are on the left, which is usually there in the middle for Western games. So we're gonna move over this side. Just gonna do that ad hoc. There we go. So we can see what's going on. I wonder if, because I couldn't even change the settings until the tutorial was over, I wonder if you can change the select. Nope, you can't. Well, that's a bit unfortunate. So you're trapped with pressing X to cancel and circle to select. So that's just another thing that you're going to have to think about. I know some people who are in the real actual British military who would be incredibly offended by this, and the thought of that amuses me greatly. Maybe I'll link some of them to this video. If you've watched the anime, this is all just repeating of events that happened in the anime. So it's a brilliant anime. I've made a lot of people watch it, and they do enjoy it once they settle down to watch it. It's persuading them to watch it in the first place that's the hard part. We'll have a video that embarrasses Miho-san. It's a Japanese game, so you know that there's gonna be plot, and more plot. Which may put some people off, but I like there to be lots of plot in my games, to be fair. I'm not interested in the gameplay all the time. I do think that a great game has got a combination of good story and good gameplay. But, you know, it's just something to think about if that's not what you're into. Which probably made you quit this video. Like, nope, this section just shows me that I don't want to play this game. I've stuck it on auto because me pressing X is like taking just as long. If anything, it was taking longer. So they want help in making a promotional video. There is some deep irony. There is some deep irony to this conversation in the game that they're like trying to make a promotional video, and here I am making a promotional video of this game. While drinking Girls Und Panzer plum wine on stream. What kind of promotional video is it? Well, it's going to be one about tanks, isn't it? Obviously. You have to ask some stupid questions. There's a... If you understand a bit about Japanese culture, there's a lot of shit talk going on here that, you know, you wouldn't maybe pick up on if you hadn't spent some time in Japan or whatever. It's much more muted. There are many tanks in the world. So the plot behind Girls Und Panzer is that basically they've turned tank fighting into a sport, but it's a sport for girls, which amuses me greatly. It's just gender inverted World War II, and you're limited to what tanks you can use to effectively stop tanks from World War II and World War I as well, I think, but I'm not sure why you would bother with any of the World War I vehicles. If you'd be tormented by the idea of having to read lots and lots of dialogue without being able to skip it, then Japanese games are not for you. Right, okay. So we're making a promotional video about tanks. That is the plot. And they've brought everybody from all the other high schools. So these are all the high schools that are loosely based on like channeling national stereotypes to the absolute max, channeling them to 11. So the Americans are wealthy and use like ridiculous volumes of tanks to win, and the Russians have got all their exciting bits and pieces. So of course now they're showing off all the characters on the bloody right hand side of the screen, so I guess I'm gonna run away. I'm gonna run away again to the other side of the screen. Once again, if you've watched the anime, it almost feels like the anime might be required viewing for this. You'll know who all these people are. I guess they're explaining it for people who might not have seen the show, but I'm not sure why you would buy this game if you hadn't seen the show and enjoyed the show. So, sort of feels a bit redundant to introduce everybody. If anything, some of this is a bit spoilerish for the show. So the show can be bought from Amazon or wherever you might get a DVD from, and you can also watch it on Crunchyroll, I believe. So it is a good show, and I highly recommend it. Even if you think that it's going to be all cutesy and ridiculous. It's definitely ridiculous, but it is worth a watch. They put a lot of effort into the actual tank fights, and they are very good. Though Katusha usually sits on top of the middle girl there, whose name I forget, because she's got a complex about her height. Ah, Darjeeling, the British. The British stereotype makes me cringe so hard. She's fucking drinking tea perpetually. She's never seen without a cup. That's like, this is the level that we're at. British stereotyping. Oh, it's the American. Huge boobs and blonde hair. What were you expecting? Okay, so everyone's been invited to what is effectively like a giant cake and ass party. So, what happens next? Presume that we're going to have a tank battle. Because, you know, that's the point of the game. But the president's going to be like, it was my plan all along to drag them all here, so we could have a commentary on an exhibition match. There we go. I'm going to contrive a reason to get everybody together so that we can have some tank fights. The actual pacing and plot of the show is very well done. But I guess for a game you're going to have to condense the story down to get to the tank fights before I die of a wall of text coma. They're missing one school. Which one is it?
Italy?
Could be the Italians? No, I saw them earlier when my face was covering them. Who the hell is this? Oh, I think this is a girl from the OVA. So I guess I expect you to have watched the OVA as well. The OVA is not quite as good as the main series because it's a bit more fantastical. The fights are a bit more kind of very unrealistic stuff happens. I mean, there's a level of unrealism in that people are having tank fights and the commanders spend a lot of the time sticking their heads out of their hatches, which you would never risk if it were like a real sport. But the damage modeling and the way the tanks perform and behave is very good in the anime. Like, they've really thought about the detail. The old ridiculous KV-2 falling over because its turret is actually too heavy if it turns 90 degrees to the left or right. Things like that happen. Sort of very well thought out historical type battles. The way that they flow is very well done. Some more time talking about the anime than this game, but this game is spending more time talking about the anime than being a game, so here we go. Anglerfish hot pot. I'm pretty sure that would not be very tasty, but if it was real anglerfish, but anglerfish is the code name of the first team in Girls Und Panzer, so there you go. Jesus, this game is taking its bloody JRPG to the max. 15 minutes of plot. 15 minutes of plot. That's almost enough for a friggin' actual episode of an anime. They're talking about the anime again. You I think you definitely need to have watched the show before you play this game. And the Italians are talking about how they got whipped because their tanks are garbage. Like, they are garbage. Sorry. you won't see Italian tanks in World of Tanks anytime soon because Italian tanks are garbage. My apologies in the unlikely event that an Italian is watching this and understands English and has somehow discovered me on YouTube. I have to apologize. I do love your food and culture, but your tanks are shit. No wonder you couldn't do anything about the British armoured advance during World War II. Okay. Seems like the mood became weird. Yeah, it did become weird. This party has a hidden agenda. Hopefully the hidden agenda is that we're going to have a tank battle. Dun dun. What are you planning? Tank battle. Right? This promotional video that we're going to make, this is the contrived excuse to have a tank battle. Dun dun dun. Okay. There's not really much I can add right now. I mean, we are very much reading the plot together. You and I. Casual viewer who quit probably 10 minutes ago and realized that this game was not for them. But in the event that anyone is still watching this, I have not played this game, and I have not seen this story before, so you know as much as I do in terms of when it's going to stop. The importance of the tankette. The tankette is a piece of shit. Oh my god. Unless they mean like tank etiquette, because there is quite a bit about tank etiquette in this game, but the tankette, like the little tanks that the Italians used, were just complete garbage. The only redeeming feature was that they're like double-sided and can operate after being flipped over, but then they were so lightly armored and armed that they could actually flip over. Oh, the British girl's gonna be a bitch to the Russian girl. Nothing political going on in this game. Wow. That didn't take long. Debriefing. Nonna, that's her name. Katusha usually sits on Nonna's shoulders to gain a bit of extra height in the show. Let's chat while watching the video. Oh my god. I get the feeling that the plot is not going to stop anytime soon. You know, I think I've played some visual novels that don't have this much plot before the before the first battle kicks in. Oh, okay. Everyone's talking about a battle. This is a good sign. And Missy. I'm not quite sure what that means. Everyone in Team Anglerfish, yeah, you're all gonna get roped into it. In case you haven't watched the show, the brown-haired girl Yukari is obsessed with tanks. She's a tank nerd, whereas a lot of the other girls have just been roped into this. Please take the stage. Yes, please. Please take the stage. They use a train with a massive TV on it so that the audience can watch the tank battle. And I presume that the footage is taken aerially or whatever. It's quite well thought out. I'm honestly not sure if this game is like desperately trying to explain everything, so if you haven't watched the show then you can get into the game, but also I feel like an amount of this is not going to make sense if you have not watched the show, so it's a bit conflicted. But anyway, Panzer IV! Right, thank God. Exhibition match. We're gonna actually play a game now, fuck me. It took some time. Didn't get my hopes up just yet, we got a bit more plot to go through. Hachimario, it's time to begin! Meet you all for the first time. You have not met any of these people for the first time. Haven't we met everyone here before? Yes. Yes, we have. Good. More cake and ass dialogue. It's kind of funny if you know the characters though, because it does suit them. It's very much in theme, so if you're into the show, you're going to be into the plot. Bring forth memories of the match. I'm going to have an operation name. It's going to be something stupid. Sneaky Sneaks. Operation Recollection. Okay. More of a literal name this time. Engage in sharing information. You mean like socializing? So these are the 5 girls that are in the Anglerfish team that drive the lead vehicle of Urai Girls Academy's tank club. Generally the rules are that if your lead tank is taken out, you lose the match. That's a plot point in a lot of the show. Dun, dun. Okay, so they're referencing the anime again. What happened in the anime? Jesus, we're 30 minutes into this video and we still haven't gotten to the actual first story battle. It is an honor. St. Gloriana and the Russians' bravado. Oh, these are probably the two most difficult opponents to deal with. Okay, so these are like pictures from the actual anime, various things that happened in the actual anime, so the British tanks bunkered down because they've got great traverse and elevation, so they can hide the bodies of their tanks, and the turrets are extremely heavily armoured, so it makes sense for them to burrow into the ground like that. And of course Darjeeling's like drinking tea in her tank, never without a cup. I think this plot might be a little bit more interesting if it wasn't a recap on one of the fights in the anime, so of course I already know everything that happens, and anyone who buys this is also going to know because they've undoubtedly watched the show, right? Going over the tanks that they had. All the matches are important memories. We are certainly remembering right now. Perhaps a date with a great guy. I would like to begin Operation Recollection. Okay, good. We're gonna have the fight. Please. Please? Panzer war! Alright, I can choose who I want to be. Select a character to play as. Well, I'm British, so let's play as Darjeeling. Because why not? Big loading screen. Which means a battle. Hopefully. Yes, a Matilda. Just what I wanted for Christmas. This is actually surprisingly pretty for a PS4 game. No, actually, I don't know that English saying, Darjeeling. You tell me all about it. The fucking shit that she says that no British person ever fucking says. Encirclement cannot be broken as easily as splitting a scone. I don't know, I've never felt like splitting a scone is particularly easy unless you want like chunks of it to fall off. Oh my god! Get the fucking M3 Lee, because my irrational hatred of the M3 Lee. Ah, can I zoom in? Oh, no. That's not what I wanted. I am not hitting well here. At least I'm a hold down and a bastard to hit. This is not working. There's gotta be a bloody way to penetrate this tank better. Ah, you can quick reload by pressing the button when the bullet is going through that red box. I wonder if I'm not meant to be able to damage this vehicle. Maybe I'm limited on how much damage I can do. No. Are they backing away? Can I get the cupola? So if you try and fire while the round is reloading, where you tap the button, the reloading stops. Oh, looks like my allies nailed one. I wonder if I had to target the actual... There was a particular tank I had to target there. Okay, so it looks like when you fire, you can see the shell going across the screen, and if you tap reload when it's in the red box, you can get a fast reload, but if you tap it any other time, all you do is slow down the reload. So there's a method to firing quickly. Just something to think about while you're actually trying to aim and fire. Oh, please no. 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 Oh god, no. Fucking M3 Lee. Receiving this is not a reward, it's a punishment. I will never drive that tank by choice. Never, ever, ever. Bloody horrendous thing. Cool, things are being added, that's good. Golf course forest, okay, cool. So let's do one more. Try to keep my videos to within 30 to 45 minutes, so I think this will be the last battle we do. This is pretty fun to play, I'm just not very good at it yet. I presume that you're going to have to learn the exact historical weak points of all the vehicles, although I know a lot of them because I play a huge amount of World of Tanks, but where the weak points are in this game and where they are in World of Tanks may vary, and both games probably vary compared to where the actual weak points were in the real life, as it were, and not the fantasy. We chose to attack, so we are reliving the events of the OVA here. Oh, this dialogue! Yes, that's exactly what it is. Basically, the Italian girls have got absolutely no discipline, and they just charged in and got absolutely mullered, and almost cost their team the match. Like, just straight up, because they're useless. Dun dun dun. She's more of a Desu girl in this game than she was in the show, but anyway. On to the next photo. I wonder if they'll sing Katusha. They do in the show. It's pretty funny.
カチューシャの敵じゃなかったけど、ほら中島、こっちに来るのよ。いやー、なんか照れるね。自動車部の中島だよ。
The automobile club fixes the tanks after the Panzerfahren girls ruin the shit out of them.
中島さん、勝手に人にあだ名をつけるなんて失礼じゃない。かっちゃんは心が広いからきっと大丈夫だよ。カチューシャさん、はい、ほっぺにお弁当がついてるわよ。そういうこと。
You've got lunch on your cheek.
いけません、カチューシャ。すぐに拭きましょう。
中島さん、そどこさん。
Da
どん
da.
な感じだったんですか？クラウダの攻撃はすごかったわよ。地形が変わるんじゃないかって思ったわ。だね。でもこっちの方が
I got the high ground. You can't win.
稼げたって感じだったね。でも結局
But it's still Katusha's victory. I'm sure it was.
稼げたんだから私たちだって負けてないわ。
迂回すれば早かったかもしれませんね、カチューシャ。
いいの。あっちの戦力だって減らせたんだし。何よりカチューシャ
Russians must show their strength. That certainly hasn't changed.
あそこで粘っても結局カッちゃんにやられちゃったと思うから撤退で正解だったんだよね。なんだか釈然としないけど確かに撤退でよかったと私も思うわ。あなたたちもようやくカチューシャの凄さが分かったよね。
The greatness of the girl with the height complex.
ここまで来るとすがすがしい。カチューシャさんは勝利に対してものすごくアクティブなんですね。それがカチューシャ殿らしさですから。皆さんありがとう。
Yes! Excellent. Nowhere near as much plot between the battles as the first one. Thank God. Which I would find it more interesting if I hadn't already watched the show, but I've already watched the show, so I already know what happens, what is meant to happen. Let's play as the Russians, because why not? Oh, they are going to play Katusha! Excellent, excellent. Turn up your YouTube for this. Now I'm going to try and avoid singing along to it, because I can't fucking sing. I suppose being small is very helpful in a tank battle. Ooh. There we go. Oh, that was not a clean shot. That was. Ah, I bollocks the reload. Jesus, two of them are wrecked already. My tea has gone cold waiting for you. How dare she? It's a slight that cannot be forgiven. I think a lot of the matches are just, they're being very short because they are covering sections of what happened in the show. So I presume that once we've caught up with what happens in the show, I mean, we've basically already gone over the last 10 minutes of plot. We went over the events of the actual anime, and this is going through what happened in the OVA. So once that's done, that's all of the content from the show covered. So then we're going to actually move into fresh content. But this is going to be a bit tedious if you've watched the show and watched the OVA, which you absolutely should. You're going to have to go through this along with the tutorial. So the game has definitely got a weak start. Please don't give me one of those fucking... Oh, hey, I'll have that. It's the Tiger. Porsche Tiger. Sweet. I presume that you can use these in the domination battles and all that kind of thing outside of story mode. So you do story mode to unlock tanks, and then I presume you can use the tanks in the other modes. And you've unlocked extra commanders and things to use. Right, we're going to stop it there for now. It's been 45 minutes. So this was Girls Und Panzer Dream Tank Battle, and I guess the real takeaway is it feels quite fun to play. I am enjoying playing it, but I haven't actually played the game very much because seems like we got to get through a lot of repeated plot from the show and the OVA, which is a bit unfortunate if you've already seen them. I can see why though. You know, if you've not seen them, then you're going to need to know, otherwise you're not going to get anything. So why not? It's a very pretty game. I love the graphics and that. They are, you know, especially the cartoony ones have been really well done. Driving down the road, doing the story battles, it's pretty fun. So if I press X to return, I presume that in the other modes, the tanks that I've unlocked are now available. Not that I will ever use the M3 Lee. Let me just run to the other side of the screen. There we go. And yes, you can do online matches and customize your tanks in the garage. Let's have a quick look at this, because why not? So you can choose from the tanks that you own, which so far I only own a couple. Look at the amount, Jesus. So there's plenty of content in the game to unlock. This is going to keep you busy for a long time. And you can change the color, so I presume that you earn the various colors as well by playing the story mode. You can put decals all over the tank in various locations, that's quite nice. And then I presume once again you unlock these in the story mode, and I haven't unlocked any yet. Crew. Okay, so I presume that they do things. Yeah, look, armor up, recon up, attack up, reload up, movement up. Okay. So you can customize your crew. And you can even take it for a test drive. Somewhere. Go for a test drive. So it looks like a lot of effort, a lot of detail has been put into this game. And once you get past the initial part of the story, which you'll probably quite enjoy if you haven't watched the anime, but once you get past that, it's going to be pretty decent, I think. Sweet. So that's quite a clean vehicle. This is me map driving again. I love my map driving. Map driving into a wall. Ah, okay. I actually can't see that bit of the map. So you see that it's reloading, and if I hit it in the box, then it either instantly loads or it fucks up, and I have to wait extra time. So you got to get it exactly when it flashes, which I failed to do. And it makes a huge difference. Jesus. Yeah, there we go. So that's something you're going to have to practice. And if you fumble that in the heat of battle, you're going to definitely pay the price for it. It's pretty... that's going to be pretty interesting to deal with in the sort of heat of a multiplayer game. People who practice that are going to definitely get ahead. Getting used to the driving as well. It handles very well. Tanks feel weighty, grip is pretty decent. Oh! This tank comes with a turbo boost. That's pretty awesome. If we're going to keep up with tradition, the turbo boost is going to fuck the tank eventually. Commander skill. Cool. Don't know what it does though. Recovers durability and invincible for a short time. Automatic quick reload. Enemy's weak spot will be visible. That's pretty cool. So all the various commanders get special abilities and such. So that's going to make for quite an interesting and deep game in multiplayer. Although I'm sure that there will be the odd combinations out there that are meta or you know, particularly good. Now the question is, how do I get out of the match? Oh, there we go. Oh. Gotta get used to that. Circle is select, X is cancel. So anyway, this is my quick first impressions of Girls and Panzer tank battle. That's pretty good. I think if you're not into reading lots of plot, you're going to be put off by this game. However, if you haven't watched the anime, then this is going to be a much better game for you because it explains all of the anime, so you're not going to be bored going through all of that. And there's plenty of tutorial and such to get you into it, but the game also appears to have quite a lot of depth. The reload mechanic and the customization, various commander abilities is going to make for interesting multiplayer battles, I reckon. I mean, you know, if you, by comparison, looking at World of Tanks, you've got different ammo types, consumables, and that's it. So there's certainly a lot more to the battles in this game than there is, say, in World of Tanks, and that's going to definitely add some depth to the gameplay. And it's very pretty and it runs very smoothly. My only real negative point, apart from retreading a load of story, which I already know about, is that the loading is constant and there doesn't appear to be a way to install. So you're going to have to get used to that. I mean, I am spoiled by PC games and solid state drives, so your mileage may vary. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this first impressions of Girls and Panzer Dream Tank Battle. And if you need anything else, let me know.